In this video, we will show you how to replace your hood release cable and handle on this Nissan Maxima. This runs from inside of your passenger compartment out to your hood latch under your hood. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing I want to mention is we will have to remove the left front wheel, so you want to make sure you're in a safe area to do so. Before we start doing that though, we're going to be up along the front portion of our engine compartment and remove this plastic panel. The plastic panel is held in place with 8 push clips. Let's start removing all of these push clips so we can remove the panel. To remove these type of push clips, we're going to carefully start dislodging the center, and then we can remove the outer portion. I'm using a trim tool. You can also use a small screwdriver. Just a quick inspection of those as we continue on. Replace as necessary. The next thing we'll do is remove our air inlet tube that makes its way over towards the lower air filter housing. This is held in place with 3 10mm headed mounting bolts. Let's start removing those. Just lift that up and slide it out and away from the air filter housing. Now we're focusing on our hood latch itself. We can see where our hood latch release cable makes its way down and inside this area. We're going to dislodge the hood latch, but before you start removing the 12mm headed mounting bolts holding it in place, you want to make sure you make clear markings so you know exactly where this is going to be resting when we go to reinstall it. We don't want to have it too low or even too high. For this, I'm just going to use something to mark it. Make a marking right up along this top area here. It's a little difficult to see, but as long as we have an idea of where we need to be located, you can mark this as much as needed, whatever's best for you. And now I'm just going to mark right where that hood latch connects to that body of the vehicle as well, just for good measure. Now that we've finished making our markings, it's time to remove each of our 3 12mm headed mounting bolts holding this in place. Keep in mind the cable is still attached to it, so we really can't pull it out too far. With all 3 pieces of mounting hardware out of there, you can try to take hold of this and lift it up and out of position, but what you're typically going to find is it's stuck in place. There's actually a small tab that protrudes out from this area straight into the latch. So typically for this, you just want to go ahead and try to push it towards the rear of the vehicle, give it a small wiggle, and we'll roll it up and out of place. There's the port that the tab slides into, and the tab itself is right out here. Now we've pulled the latch up to an area that we can have a look along the backside. This is where we can see the cable going into the latch bracket. I'm just going to use a small flathead screwdriver to gently pry this out of position. We're being careful not to cause any damage to our latch, of course. Now we can see that our cable does make its way in and behind this area. For this, I'm just going to go ahead and create a little bit of slack here, and we should be able to slide it out of position. There we are. A quick inspection of our latch here. That looks good. We'll set it aside. Now that we have the latch off of the cable, we're going to take some long string and tie it right to the very end of the cable here. This is going to help us reroute the brand new cable during the installation process. Got plenty of string. Now let's go ahead and follow this cable over towards the driver's side. You can see 2 mounting points out in the open in the engine compartment. Now to dislodge these, I'm just going to use a trim tool. You can use pretty much anything as a small prying device. We just want to try to pop them up and out of place. Once you do have them removed from the body of the vehicle, typically you can take hold of them and separate the 2 ears. We are going to be reusing these clips during the installation process, so you just want to give them a close inspection, set them aside as you continue on. Here we are. That looks good. Now we're going to start pulling the cable out of this area. We already have our string attached, as you know. So over next to the battery, I'm just going to start carefully tugging this out of here. If we feel like we're stuck on anything, we can work it back and forth as necessary. Now the cable itself does run through the driver's side fender well, so we're going to safely raise and support to remove our left front wheel. To remove your left front wheel, go ahead and remove all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts and we can get the wheel off of here. Now with the wheel out of the way, we have a clear view of the inside fender liner. We don't need to fully remove it, we just need to remove some of the push clips holding it in place so we can start pulling down on the center. We'll start over in this area, just start removing the center and then the outer portion as well. Get this next one. Now, if you were looking up along the top of the fender liner here, you're going to find that you have two plastic tabs along where the fender liner connects to that fender. Right in the center, there's a small locking tab. I'm just using a small screwdriver to push that out of place. There's one. Let's repeat the process for the next one here. Let's go ahead and take hold of that fender liner now. We'll start pulling it down. You want to pull it out and away from the fender, of course. We're going to be having a look right above this. Here's some of our cable making its way over. Let's keep pulling this down as necessary to gain access. Get that plastic clip later. You can see it leading all the way up in there. Now that we have that pulled down, we can see where our cable runs towards the front of the vehicle. Let's start focusing there first. We're just going to carefully take hold of this and we'll start sliding it out towards us. There should be a string attached to the very end there. We tied it on. There's that. Now right up in the top center here, we have another one of those mounting clips. See if we can pry this out of place. There we go. We got one side out. That's all we need, really. Now, if you were following that cable straight rearward, heading towards the passenger compartment is where you're going to find your rubber seal. Now, for this rubber seal, go ahead and take that and we're going to carefully roll it up and into the passenger compartment. This cable makes its way out into the passenger compartment. That is how it is removed. Sometimes you can do this by hand, other times you may have to use a plastic trim tool. Now, as you can tell, this is going straight up into the passenger compartment, but it can only go so far. At this point, we're going to pause out here, make our way under the dash on the driver's side. Now, under the dash here, we can see where our hood release handle is. If you were to follow the cable towards that firewall, we're just going to go ahead and start pulling it out. It's going to make its way out from behind that insulation. Go ahead and carefully tug on it. We should see that rubber grommet making its way out as well. Oh, there's that. Perfect. Let's start pulling this through. Keep in mind, we do want to make sure that string is still attached at the very end of this cable. It's getting close here. There's our string. Perfect. Now we can start dislodging the hood release handle from underneath the dash. Now, to remove the handle from this area, there's two 10mm headed mounting bolts. Let's start removing those. Now we can remove it from the vehicle. There it is, friend. Okay, now it's time to install our brand new hood release cable. Let's start getting this in place. I've already tied my string onto the very tip here. We'll start bringing this underneath the dash. We're going to start with the tip of the cable. We'll start sliding it in and through. We can continue tugging it with our string from inside that fender well. This can be easiest with a second person. Just gonna get this up in a position. Now I'm back in the wheel well. Let's just go ahead and carefully start pulling on this string. If it feels like it binds at all, I'm just going to make my way back inside the passenger compartment. We'll make adjustments as necessary to that cable so we can continue on tugging it through. All right, there's our cable. Let's continue pulling this cable now. What we're looking for is that rubber seal. There we go. Okay, so I can see that rubber seal starting to protrude through here. Commonly for this, if you were to go ahead and take hold of that rubber seal, start pulling it towards the fender well here, you should be able to get it secured and properly latched in. If you have a hard time from here, you can make your way back inside that passenger compartment and attempt to push it towards that firewall. Whatever we do, just be careful not to damage the seal. Just gonna pull that entire rubber boot out towards me here. Now, when we put this rubber seal in place, we wanna make sure that we have the body of the vehicle in this groove right here. Just go ahead and start working it in. I'm gonna come in from an angle and then just continue on all the way around, sliding it into place properly. You can see it right along that outboard side. It's rolling in. We don't want that. Okay. Now looking all the way around this seal, I can tell that it's completely seated. I'm just going to give it a little tug here. It should not fall out of place. You want to have a good seal here, otherwise moisture or debris is going to make its way in the passenger compartment. With the seal in place, let's get the handle in place now. You should be able to tug on that cable as necessary. Obviously, we're being careful not to pull that boot out of place. Two 10mm headed mounting bolts. Go ahead and start them both in, and then you should be able to snug them up after they're both started in. Okay, they're both started in. Let's snug them up. One last quick inspection in this area, we can make our way back to that wheel well. Now in the wheel well here, let's get our cable back in place. We're sliding it up and through this area. Pull up on that slack. Now we have that one mounting point up in the center. For this, if you wanted to, you could fully remove that plastic clip. Other times, you can just go ahead and work it in there. Let's line it up, press it in. Double check, make sure your cable's secured in this area. We don't want it hanging down. You can use a wire tie if necessary. After confirming that, we can reattach our fender liner in this area and reinstall our wheel. Start getting this fender liner in place. For the fender liner, we want to make sure that we have our small plastic clips in place as we bring this over towards the fender. Now for this, I want to have it in this orientation so we can slide this flat area up and above our fender liner. It aligns with its port on the fender liner itself. We'll do the same for the other one. And now we can start pressing this up into place. Should be able to flex it as necessary. Up and over the fender there. We're going to align it with the tab on the fender and press it in. Repeat the process for the next one, of course. Just make sure this is all tucked in up inside this area. Should be able to make your adjustments for the fender liner so we can continue on with our push clips. There should be 4 of these that we had removed. We're just going to reinstall them. When pressing these in, you want to press in on the outer portion first and then lock it in by pressing in on the center. Get this one up over here. One last quick inspection in this area, we can reinstall our wheel. Once you have your wheel in place, continue on with all 5 of your 21mm lug nuts. We'll start them on, bottom them out, get the wheel back on the ground, and we'll torque each of these to 83 foot-pounds. The wheel's back on the ground. Let's torque these to that 83 foot-pounds in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Let's make our way up under the hood. Let's start getting this cable in place now. This is going to come along the back side of this area. We're going to draw it straight on through with our string. Should just slide right on in there. There we are. Now we can remove the string and we'll continue on attaching our latch. Once our latch is properly installed, we can go ahead and attach that latch to the body of the vehicle. Now looking at the back side of the latch here, it's time to get the cable in place. We can see this little tab right here that protrudes out straight towards the engine. We actually want to make our way on the inboard side of that. There's another small hooked area for the very end of this to slide through. So we're just going to slide this along the back side of the latch here. Once it's in that hook, you should be able to tug on the outer casing here and we'll get that aligned with its mounting point along this area. Once it's aligned, go ahead and press it into position and double check, make sure it's properly secured. To install this, you can do it by hand typically, otherwise you may have to use some pliers. You definitely want to make sure it's properly secured. There we are, we can hear an audible click, slid right in, a quick wiggle, it should not fall out of place. This feels fine, let's continue on getting this in position. Now as we bring this down, we do have that small tab that will fit into this port, so we're just going to try to pull it out in a way, slide that right in. Continuing on, we're going to align this into the same markings as where we had removed it, start in each one of those mounting bolts. Double check the alignment, and then we should be able to snug up each and every one of these 3 bolts. Just a quick confirmation. Yep, looks like it's still aligned. Snug them up. Now when we're running the cable actually makes its way underneath this small hooked area here, and then up over this area as we make our way towards the driver's side. Just press it right under there. Continuing on along the driver's side here, we're going to start securing our cable along each one of its 2 mounting points. We have our small plastic clips for these. We're just going to go ahead and take them and bring them right around that cable. I like to start them on the cable, and then I'll put them in place. Now that we have both of those on there, let's start securing them. Press this one in right up here. And we can get this other one in as well. Now it's time for the air inlet tube. We're going to take this tube and we'll slide it into the lower air filter housing. Once we have it in there, we're going to bring it down and rest it in position, aligning its 3 mounting points. After that, we can start in all 3 of those mounting bolts and snug them up. Now it's time for the forward plastic panel in this area. Align all of your push pin ports. Start in your push pins. You know what to do. We're going to press in the outer portion first and then continue on locking it in with the center. Now that we've finished installing our hood release cable, we're going to test the latch before we go ahead and close the hood. We want to make sure everything functions properly, so I'm just going to use an angled pick. We'll make our way right down in the latch here and we'll press this down like as if we have our hood striker pressing this in. We should hear it latch in. Continuing on, we're going to make our way into the passenger compartment. We'll tug on that hood release handle and we should see this pop back up. Now, as you can see, that did function as it should. Let's go ahead and close the hood and make sure that that opens as it should. Perfect. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.